Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. Today, we're getting into a genuinely fascinating affiliate marketing strategy. We're going to map out the exact path to strategically scale your commissions right up to that elusive 10,000 pounds a month mark. And honestly, the best part here, we're talking about doing this without just mindlessly grinding for more and more traffic. If you've been pouring hours into your content and feeling like the revenue just isn't matching up to your effort, well, you are in exactly the right place. Okay, let's dive into this. I want you to think about the number 47. 47 pounds. That was the author's actual, real-life monthly income after driving 30,000 monthly visitors to their outdoor gear affiliate site. Literally, 30,000 people reading reviews, clicking links, buying tents and hiking boots every single day. And the monthly reward for all that effort? Barely enough to cover a decent dinner out. Maybe just a starter and some top water. It's a pretty gut-wrenching reality check for anyone who thinks traffic alone is the golden ticket. So what does this all mean? We're looking at a massive paradigm shift here. Do you actually need more traffic, or do you just need better programs? Because here is the crazy turning point. The author of our source material took that exact same site with that exact same 30,000 visitors and simply swapped out their top-performing links for a direct affiliate program that paid a 12% commission. Within 60 days, their income tripled. No joke, tripled. They didn't work 3 times as hard to get triple the traffic. They just fixed the real underlying issue, which was program selection. All right, moving into section 1, the fundamental difference, volume versus value. We're basically looking at a tale of two completely different beasts. On one side, you've got the high-volume, relentless grind of Amazon Associates. And on the other, you have the high-value, laser-targeted focus of premium, high-ticket affiliate programs. They both work, for sure, but they operate in totally different ways. And getting your head around this mechanic is the key to unlocking real growth. Notice the core trade-off. Amazon capitalizes on having basically zero buyer friction. People already have an account, their credit card is already saved, and they trust the platform implicitly, right? Because of that ridiculous conversion rate, Amazon gets away with paying you tiny commissions. We're talking usually between 1 and 4.5%. High-ticket programs flip that completely on its head. They offer massive payouts, 15 to 50%, but you're going to have to work significantly harder to close a 500 or even 10,000 pound purchase. The conversion rates are lower, but the value of each single conversion is just immense. And this brilliantly illustrates the staggering mathematical reality of these two models. Let's say your goal is to make 3,000 pounds a month. With Amazon's average 3% commission and a 50-pound average order value, you need to drive about 3.3 million page views a month to hit that goal. 3.3 million? That's insane. But look at the high-ticket side of things. If you're earning 200 pounds per sale, you only need 15 sales. That requires roughly 37,500 page views. You literally need roughly 1/100th of the traffic to hit the exact same financial goal. So let's jump to section 2, Amazon, the complete reality check. Now, hearing those numbers, you might be tempted to swear off Amazon forever. But let's take a completely impartial reality check here. Despite the harsh math we just covered, Amazon is actually a phenomenal training ground. They offer instant approval with almost zero barriers to entry, and you get one unified dashboard to promote millions of products. It's an amazing place to learn the fundamentals of affiliate marketing. You know, things like link placement, formatting, and conversion optimization, without that crushing pressure of needing to close massive sales. Plus, they have this amazing secret weapon, the 90-day cart addition cookie. If someone clicks your link, adds a product to their cart, and then buys it 2 months later, you still get paid. It's an incredible environment to cut your teeth. But, and this is a big but, there are some pretty brutal limitations. You really have to think of Amazon as a golden handcuff. Beyond the tiny commissions and the frustrating 100-pound payment threshold, there's a much deeper issue at play. Amazon encourages a cheapest option mentality. You actually end up training your audience to hunt for cheap junk, and that severely limits your growth. On top of that, Amazon can just change its policies or slash commission rates overnight with absolutely zero warning. And honestly, most importantly, when you send traffic to Amazon, you are building their brand and their customer list, not yours. Which brings us to section 3, high ticket, where real money gets made. When we make the shift over to high-ticket programs, we move from literally earning pennies to a whole new paradigm, where mid to high-ticket commissions range from 50 pounds to well over 1,000 pounds for a single solitary sale. To ground this in reality, let's look at some of the author's actual portfolio numbers. Programs like Hostinger and SEMrush, they're paying 200 pounds per sale. ConvertKit pays 30% recurring commissions month after month. Premium courses can pay up to 75% on a 600-pound product. The author notes that just these 4 programs generate 70% of their income using only 10% of the traffic that Amazon would require. It's just a completely different league of efficiency. But we have to be totally transparent here. High ticket is not a walk in the park. The stakes are incredibly high. Yes, you get those amazing 30 to 180-day cookies and the massive payouts, but the downsides are very real. The approval processes can be brutal, a lot of times requiring you to prove you have high-quality traffic. And the biggest shock for new high-ticket affiliates, refund clawbacks. Seriously, if a customer refunds a 2,000-pound course, that clawback can wipe out your entire week's earnings in an instant. It makes budgeting and cash flow management a pretty serious challenge. So we've looked at the high-volume ease of Amazon on one hand and the high-value intensity of premium programs on the other. It naturally leads to a pretty binary question. Must you choose just one? Do you have to abandon Amazon entirely to make real money? Or do you avoid high ticket completely because it's just too volatile? Let's pause and challenge this or that thinking for a second, because the most successful affiliates know a really powerful secret. Let's dive into Section 4, the ultimate hybrid strategy. The optimal roadmap here doesn't actually force you to pick a side. Instead, it leverages the unique strengths of both systems to squeeze the absolute maximum possible income out of every single visitor that lands on your site. Let's break down exactly how this hybrid approach evolves. In year 1, your focus is strictly foundational. Your split should look like roughly 70% Amazon and 30% high ticket. You use Amazon's low barrier to entry to build up your traffic and gather invaluable data on what your audience is actually clicking on and buying. And while Amazon is bringing in that steady, reliable baseline income, you use that 30% focus to gently test out 1 or 2 high-ticket programs and just kind of learn the ropes. Let's move to year 2 and see how this builds. Now you're shifting into a 50-50 split. You've gathered all your data, and now you start actively transitioning your best, highest converting content over to high-ticket alternatives. You definitely don't abandon Amazon. You keep it securely in place to capture those impulse buys and budget-conscious readers, but you really begin capturing the premium buyers with those higher value offers. Then, by year 3 and beyond, you reach the final form of the hybrid strategy. Your focus flips. It's now 30% Amazon and a whopping 70% high-ticket. At this stage, your high-ticket email nurture sequences and premium tutorials are driving the vast majority of your consistent, scalable income. Amazon is still hanging around, but it's acting purely as a supplementary baseline earner. So the absolutely crucial point here is how you move from year 1 to year 3 without destroying the income you've already built, right? The transition has to be strategic. First, identify the top 20% of your content that drives the most revenue. Second, research direct program alternatives for those specific topics. And third, actually scratch that, this is literally the most important step. A/B test systematically. Track it obsessively. You want to avoid the incredibly expensive mistake of blindly ripping out all your Amazon links before you have proven that the high-ticket alternatives actually convert for your specific audience. Practically speaking, what does this look like on your page? Well, it's all about strategic link placement and splitting up your content types. In an article, your primary featured recommendation should always be the high-ticket offer. That's how you capture the premium buyer. Right below it, you offer a secondary budget option using an Amazon link to catch the budget-conscious reader. Furthermore, you dedicate your deep dive tutorial content to high-ticket offers and then use those fun, easy-to-read gift guides for your Amazon links. It's a perfect balance. Oh, and here is a genuinely brilliant, super underutilized tactic: geographic targeting. By using simple plugins, you can actually show different offers based on the purchasing power of the visitor. So traffic coming from the US or the UK might see high-ticket software recommendations, while a visitor from a developing market is automatically shown a much more affordable Amazon alternative. You maximize the value for the reader, and you leave absolutely zero money on the table. It's a win-win. Which brings us to our final thought to wrap this explainer up. The author sums it up perfectly. The choice isn't really Amazon versus high ticket. The choice is strategic monetization versus leaving money on the table. Breaking free from that limiting Amazon-only mindset and embracing a data-driven, hybrid approach is the ultimate key to transforming a frustrating side hustle into true financial freedom. So I'll leave you with this. Are you going to keep grinding for millions of page views just to earn a comfortable dinner out? Or are you ready to finally optimize for value? Go look at your top 3 articles the second this finishes and ask yourself, how much money did you just leave on the table today?